a lot of people watched it, but nobody's watching day to day, all day, unless you're me and just love this stuff. Procedures are okay, but we want to know, where do you stand? And so I think the more that politicians stop trying to be politicians and be people, then that will engage voters. We reject alternative facts, so come on in here and let me educate you on the facts. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Daily Political Briefing. It's me, your host, QuentinRJiles. But if I'm going to be the political BFF, you know I'm trying to be everybody politicals BFF, then you know you got to call me Q. Thank you all so much for being here this evening and watching. Hey, Shannon Collins and Jay Single down there, excuse me, in the comments. Thank you all so much for being here. Lots to chit and chat about today. You know, I have been all the way dialed into the Derek Chauvin murder trial of George Floyd, or the trial for the murder of George Floyd. Been all the way dialed into that. And so today was excuse me, let me get the fan here. Today was day 11. Today was day 11 of the trial. And if you've been following my commentary for a while, then you'll know that I'm about ready for us to wrap it up. I've been about ready, because I'm like, baby, if the jurors don't believe your case by non-prosecution, they don't believe it. They don't believe it. But I think what we found out today was that the prosecution essentially rested. We saw the prosecution call George Floyd's brother to the stand, Phalonis Floyd, very emotional, you know, rightfully emotional. And I just saw a clip, or I just saw a segment Al Sharpton did earlier, which was good to kind of reorient myself and all of us to say, like, yeah, we're watching this. Yes, we're outraged because we see, you know, it's unfortunately another Black person and the cops and all of that. But his family, like, this is someone's brother, this is someone's uncle, is someone's dad, someone's boyfriend, all of those things. And so they have a different perspective and a different emotional attachment to George Floyd than the rest of us, you know, kind of at large does. I'm glad he said that too, because that did, I think somewhere I forgot about the family. Not that I forgot about the family, but I think somewhere I forgot about that this is not just me advocating for change, but that like a real family lost a real member of their family in such a tragic way. And, you know, watching the trial, having to see this, it's high-key, low-key traumatic for me to watch the video over and over again. If that is for me, who is degrees removed, just another Black man observing, how much more for his family members who knew him intimately, who had relational ties to him. So I'm glad that was said earlier, because that did kind of help, you know, bring me back into focus. So we saw Phalonis on the stand. We saw him very emotional, rightfully emotional, talking about George, making him a human again, talking about the love he had for his mother, really kind of even the love that he had for Phalonis himself and the other siblings, how George was the oldest and he used to take care of them, and he couldn't cook, but he knew how to get a snack. He knew how to make the churn a snack. So he would make the churn a snack, and how, you know, some people wouldn't go down to the church if George wasn't going to the church. So, you know, he was really talking about how he was a beloved person, how people loved him, which that's just period. I'm not even gonna say what just came in my mind. That's just period. So we saw that. And then one would have thought, like, okay, so you got Phalonis, you know, that is going to be the bombshell testimony, that is, or not the bombshell testimony, excuse me, that'll be the emotional draw. Because again, this is a court case. And so a part of this is theater, as far as the prosecution and the defense arguing their cases for either the state or the defendant, their client. Thinking like, yeah, so you're going to close out with that. That was super emotional. You humanized George Floyd. Excuse me. That's it. Well, that wasn't it. That was not it. The prosecution called one more use of force expert to testify. And so originally I was like, oh my goodness, we've already heard this. Stop. Like, come on, wrap it up. But you know what? I'm actually okay with the fact that they called that last use of force expert. I'm actually okay with that, because baby, he brought the heat. Okay. Oh, by the way, baby, get your goalie gummies. My shipment came in. My shipment came in. Get your goalie gummies. I'm gonna put a link. Wait a minute. I'm gonna put a link in the comments. Hold on, put on a link. I'm gonna get out this link real quick. But because they're doing 15% off, now you want to get this. You want to get your goalies. Hold on. Baby, goalie is good. Here, goalie is very, very good. Can't drop goalie. Can't drop goalie. I almost dropped the goalie. Can't drop the goalie. Okay, get your goalie gummy. Now, y'all know I do affiliate work with them. Use my promo code QRJiles. Go ahead and get your 15% off. Get your 15% off. Now, y'all know how the discount work. You know, sometimes they be high and then sometimes they be low. So I can't, you got to get that 15% while that 15% is there. Baby, let me give one more gun. Let me get one more. I'm going to just get one more. Just one more. Just one more. One more. This is the, 3 more. See, I ain't even choose that. They all came out. And since they all came out, I got to eat them. Now this, the golden apple cider vinegar. Okay, I don't know if anybody ever took apple cider vinegar for their fitness and their health. That liquid, baby, esophagus be about to be at your shins. Okay, esophagus to shins. That's how I feel when I take that liquid apple cider vinegar. So this is a healthy alternative to that. And you the benefits, the little appetite control, all of that little boost of energy, just a smidgen bit. It's not like it ain't crack, okay? But they good, baby. They real good. Get your goalie gummies. The link is in right there. I dropped the link for you. And and the promo code, baby, get you 15% here. Get you 15%, baby. Yeah. Yes, Nicole, smacking lips, licking fingers, all of that. Yes, Purpose Chat. I know it's not candy, but they so good. Now, baby, y'all got to consult with your physician because on the back it say suggested use. Now, that suggested use is 6. Now, I probably didn't ate about 24 on camera just now. Talk to your physician, okay? Don't be like me in that instance, okay? But get your goalie gummies. The link is right there. I'm going to drop a link. One more gone. Yes, Kelly Mars, your esophagus will be at the shins if you take the liquid goalie gummy. It's not nice. It's not nice. I don't like the liquid. Not the liquid goalie gummy. Liquid apple cider vinegar. It ain't nice. So go ahead right there. I just dropped the link for you to get your goalie gummies. It is my affiliate link along with the promo code QRJiles. It's going to get you 15%. Let's get back to the trial. So the prosecution. So the prosecution also called this use of force expert, which I was mad at first because I was like, come on, let's wrap it up. But Mr. Ben was really good. They walked through his resume as well. He used to be a cop at one point in time. I think he said he was a detective at one point, ended up transitioning into law school and then went into the world of academia and started really starting the use of force and has built his career based on studying and recommending and speaking really about police and use of force and what's appropriate, what's not, misconduct, all that, building out this niche of a career for himself. So he did an excellent job on the stand, really talking about what a reasonable officer would have done when arriving to the scene. A reasonable officer would have, in Derek Chauvin's case, because Derek Chauvin wasn't the responding officer. So Derek Chauvin being the reasonable officer or a reasonable officer showing up would have known there were already 2 cops there, would have known that the suspect was in custody because they had him in handcuffs. So at that time they had him in custody, would have known that once you have him in custody, certain levels of force is not needed. Would have known even when she got him on the ground, when his voice changed, when he stopped being as expressive because he was losing oxygen, would have known they should have reassessed and done something. And then at the if you get past all that, when the man stopped moving, should have known, but you kept your knee there. So Mr. Man said emphatically, yeah, that was unnecessary use of force, period. Case closed, period. So in that instance, I wasn't mad because I was like, okay, we got that, cool. That's what you want to lead the jury. You want to get them emotional with the brother. I'm not trying to say get them emotional to be very dismissive about it, but you want them to feel George's humanity. And then you want the final use of force expert to come in and tell you, like, absolutely not. A reasonable officer would have reassessed and then walk through some of the camera footage that I didn't even hear to begin with, pinpointing some of the things that the other officer said. Like another officer apparently while they were on him was like, Should we check a pulse? I can't find a pulse. Should we turn him over, right? So clearly one of the officers, other than Derek Chauvin, knew something about something they were doing wasn't right, or knew that they should be doing something else at a certain point. So yeah, I'm cool with that. Then the judge, got up there and told the members of the jury, basically, we can expect to get to jury deliberations next week. That the defense, I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure the defense and prosecution, they talk, in the back with the judge, let them know, they're going to use about 3 days, because he said potentially they'll have Friday off. Potentially we'll have Friday off. So the defense is going to go for the next 3 days. And then on Monday, we're going to hear closing arguments where the prosecution and the defense make their final push, but there won't be any witnesses with that. Purportedly, this is what the judge is saying he's expecting. And I'm pretty sure this is based on talking to both lawyers for both sides. And then the jury will deliberate. And, to me, there's nothing. Yes, the next 3 days, guard your mental health if need be. The defense's job is to get their client to go home, who is Derek Chauvin, right? So he is going to throw everything at the wall, whether that be to dehumanize George Floyd, make him look like some strung-out crackhead who deserved to die, whether that is to blame the police trainings and saying that Derek Chauvin was acting within his training, whether that is to blame the crowd of witnesses saying that they were unruly and aggressive, and so that's why they couldn't, render aid because they had to make sure they were safe. He's gonna throw everything at the wall. It's his job. I'm not making an excuse for him. I'm not saying that he should be doing it. I'm just telling you that is his job, and that's what he's going to do, because his goal is to get his client off. He's going to say stuff that we going to be like, baby, that don't even make sense. Quit playing in our face. And I'm probably going to say that on camera. Stop playing in my face. But that's what he's going to do. So let's prepare for that. Let's get our mental health right. Okay, let's not get triggered, because we already know what Mr. Man is going to do. Oh, wait a minute. Let me get my stuff together. We already know what Mr. Man is going to do, right? Hey, Amanda, I see you in the comments. Hey, Alice Greenwood, Lakeisha Lee, Shannon Collins, Serena Hammond. I ain't shout y'all out. Joanne Roan. Hey, y'all, what's going on? What's happening, baby? What's happening? Nicole, Kim Walton, everybody, what's happening, baby? So he's going to be doing that. So, I'm going to keep my eye out on that and be up to date on it. Now, another thing happened. What's my guy's name? Sorry, I don't want to. Another thing happened not too far away from where George Floyd lost his life. Hold on. Where George Floyd lost his life, Dante Wright, black man, shot by a cop. She yelled taser, shot him with a gun. Tags expired, all of that. I haven't been too dialed in. I know that there was a press conference today from the police chief. I've seen some Twitter activity, but at the time when all that was going on, child, I was over here doing personal stuff, trying to get caregivers situated. I got family members that's getting old in age, and I don't know if anybody has ever had to do with this, but it's almost like old folk revert into children when they get to a certain age. So I was in the background trying to talk to personal care folk companies and all this other stuff. So I was not dialed all the way in, so I don't want to speak on it because I'm not dialed all the way in on it. I want to get all the facts, all the data, right? I want to get all the data. So I'll probably be talking about that tomorrow. But yes, it's in the same area where George Floyd lost his life and where the court case is going on. So we saw the civil unrest over the weekend. And so that is something that kind of bled into the courtroom today, because the defense basically asked for the jury to be sequestered based on the events of this weekend with that black man losing his life and in the police involved interaction of it all. But the judge said, no, man, Pam, we're not doing that. I'm not sequestering the jury because that ain't got nothing to do with the jury. The jury's still going to do what the jury going to do. What we saw was, yes, similarly related, but what we saw was not in response to a jury making a verdict. And then you saw all the protests and backlash that was due to an incident. So no, we're not going to do that. So once I get all the way caught up and fully abreast on that, then I can speak a little bit more fully on it, but that's where we are right now. Okay. So guys, just let's keep guarding ourselves. Let's keep guarding ourselves, please. please. And before I go, I want to leave you with another link. I want to leave y'all with one more link. This ain't to buy nothing. This ain't to buy nothing. But I want y'all to go hype this post up. I want y'all to go hype this post up. I just posted something. Y'all know I'm doing my DNA journey. And so the company that I actually used, they reposted one of the videos that I put out there. So I was super excited about that. I'll say this. I said this to the Patreon family. Shout out to you, Patreon family. I saw that and I was like, hey, that's an inroad. We could do some type of collaboration, but I really want to create energy around the video of mine that they posted. So if you could, that link is an Instagram link. Just go comment. If you don't have Instagram, then that's fine. Somebody asked, what does sequestered mean? That basically means bring the jury, like they can't go home. They sequester them, so they remove them and they put them all in one spot. So they basically will live in a certain space until the trial is over. So that's what the defense was asking to do, because one of the jurors lived in the area where one of the protests was happening. So that's what he's asking. They will be sequestered when it's time to deliberate, once they go and decide as a jury if they don't come back the same day to render a verdict. That's what sequestered means. But that's the link. It is an Instagram link. If you don't have an Instagram, child, you ain't got to make no Instagram to do it. But if you do have one, tap the link there, go comment, hype it up, because we want to use that. We want to use that energy and momentum when we pitch to this company to say, hey, what's up? What's up? I'm trying to go to Africa once I learn my DNA. Y'all got a camera crew? Y'all got some coins, some dollars? Come, show me. Let me get these super comments before I go. Lakeisha Lee, Q, hey Q, mental health question. How do you keep from perpetual anger and or being desensitized due to continuous events that keep happening? I'm praying, but it just ain't easy. Tell me about it. Let's see, perpetual anger. Well, one, I had to realize I'll talk about this. I did have a lot of anger when George Floyd initially lost his life and we had those protests. It was more than anger. It was rage. I stewed in my house. I think I talked about this. I was on a panel and I talked about this. I stewed in rage for 3 days, and I actually had to repent of that because I carried that hate in my heart. I was upset. I was more than upset. And so I learned, the lesson that I learned in that for me is when I'm there, I have to take that back to God. I have to give that back to him. Because that's not the state he's called me to be. Yes, he allows me to be in this space to report the news and everything else. But even if I wasn't, and if I was just a person just watching, just like you are, Lakeisha, just watching, not necessarily reporting, I would still have to give it back to him. Because we don't wrestle against flesh and blood, but principalities and things in high places. And so I understand that the wickedness in this world, everybody's not going to be able to hear it. The wickedness of this world, it ain't the people. It's the people, but it ain't the people. So I have to continuously give it back to God and continue to pray to get that up off me. Being desensitized, I take breaks now. And I've done this before, but sometimes I'll just go ghost. Now it's a little more planned. Y'all were here last week. If y'all were here last Friday, we talked to my business strategist, Carla. Shout out to Carla for pushing that on me. Shout out to my pastor for pushing that rest on me as well. He didn't even notice what he was doing, but the same week Carla was telling me about it and somebody else was telling me about it, pastor did a whole sermon on rest. I said, all right, Lord, speak through the people then. So yeah, just being okay with checking out and being okay with not knowing everything. Just like Mr. Man who just tragically lost his life, Mr. Wright. Like I wasn't able to watch it. And I'm okay with that because I was doing something else. So just being okay with that. So tap out sometimes, sis. Tap out. It's a lot. It is an absolute lot. So that's what I do. Thank you for that comment. Shannon Collins. Yes, Shannon Collins, come through, family. Let's hype Q's journey. Yes, the Q, and we see Vince Elliott in the comments. Yes, we are taking the Q crew from Vince, and thank you, Shannon. Yes, the Q crew. Please go hype that video because we totally, like, I plan to do that. Hopefully COVID is like gone. When I learn my African results, like, I want to go travel to the countries that I'm from. It would be dope if my mom and my fam and my dad's lineage are from the same place, because then there's your one trip. But if it's more than one trip, then I want to take more than one trip. So please go hype that comment up because we are definitely going to be pitching them to see if we can, hey, can you come into collaboration? Can you give us some coins so we can go and we can shout out African ancestry and all these other things? So please do that. Shannon, thank you so much for that super comment. I really appreciate it. Thank you all for your super comments, your Cash Apps, everything. Some exciting news. I hired another person. So now I have 2 people on staff. I have 2 paid people on staff. So that's exciting as well. So your super comments and your Cash Apps and Venmos and all of that, that is definitely, it's definitely helping. I promise you it's helping. And we will reveal their position soon. We're just going to get them settled and in, and we'll do like some type of post or something like that. So you will learn of them very, very soon. So guys, thank you so much for being here. If Jesus says the same, I will be back. Baby, don't forget to get your goalies. Get your goalies, 15%. Let me drop that link one more time. Let me drop that. Get your goalie gummies and your ashwagandha, okay? Your ashwagandha, those are in there. I didn't bring them in here tonight, but get your goalie gummies. That's the affiliate link. Full disclosure, when you buy, they do cut me a check in the background for a percentage. So we want to just be upfront about it. But, go ahead and get your goalie gummies and use my promo code to get your 15%. Get your 15%. Until next time, guys, remember dissent, not disrespect. Have these conversations, have these moments by vehemently disagreeing if you disagree, but learning how not to disrespect each other in the process. I love you all in the Lord, and I will see you tomorrow.
A lot of people watched it, but nobody's watching day to day, all day, unless you're me and just love this stuff. Procedures are okay, but we want to know, where do you stand? And so I think the more that politicians stop trying to be politicians and be people, then that will engage voters.
We reject alternative facts, so come on in here and let me educate you on the facts.